yard's mowed. I feel better. I wasn't going to mow it because I need to work on this, but it was getting ridiculously high, and I'm going to be gone the week after this too, so it would have been a jungle by the time I got back. So went ahead and got up mowed this morning. Took me about 3 hours, but I'm getting ready to start this now. This is part 5. Let me call it part 5B from the little explanation of what I'll be doing next week. But what I finished yesterday was cutting these pieces of wire and fitting them to the gullet for where the gills are going to go. So I did a left side and a right side, 4 on each side. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go out in my shop, and I had cut me some pieces of wood earlier, but they're too small. That may work on some of the smaller ones, but I'm going to have to cut a couple bigger ones for 4 of the scales. These are not going to be quite big enough, so I'm going to have to go out in the shop and cut some more of these, and I'm just going to cut some more pieces of scrap and cut them out on a bandsaw, trace these, and then cut them out on a bandsaw, and then so I probably won't show you that on camera. That's an easy, boring step. So, but I'll show you after I get them done. But anyway, I'm going to get that done and get started on today. It's going to be a long day, and I plan on working until the wee hours of the night tonight. So it is, what time is it? It's 11 o'clock. So I got up at about 7:30 and got started. So a little over 3 hours to mow, and I didn't even mow at all. I still got 2 little back fields, small fields, that I'm going to leave high because they got some clover in them, and the deer come in the afternoons and they'll munch on that clover. So I'm going to leave them up a little bit and till the deer get all the clover cleared out, and then I'll start mowing that side also. But anyway, I'm gonna get started on this, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the like button for me if you would. If you see anything that you have any questions about, please leave them in the comment section below, and I'll answer them as best I can. So let me get started on this. Okay, so I got all these cut out now, and I'm going to start carving these. And these are, I carved them cut them a little bit thicker than what I was going to need them, so I'll take them down to the size because they have little bends in them. I don't know if you can see that or not, but when I made the template, I also bent the wire to where it's going to fit, to where how I want the gill to fit. So I'll have to carve that little bit of a bend into the ends of the ends of the gill rakers is the only thing I know to call them, the ends of the gills. So I also cut the outer ones that has the rakers on them a little bit thicker, because the rakers have just a little bit of an angle to them, so I need room to cut that angle, so these are thicker. But I'm going to get turned around here, get the camera turned around here and get started on these, and it should go fairly quick. The one I made the other day, where is it here? The one I made the other day, not knowing what I was doing, it took me about an hour to carve it and paint it. So, but I got a pretty good idea how I'm going to do it, so these shouldn't take that long. I should be able to do them all in a couple hours, and painting, it'll take a little, an hour or so to paint them all. So I'm going to get started on that. I'm going to get the camera turned around here, and I'll show you a little bit of the carving on these. And then my neighbor across the street was leveling his driveway a while ago, and he had his tractor sound like it doesn't have a muffler on it, so You may hear that in the background in a minute. It don't look like he's finished, but anyway, if you hear that, I apologize. So let me get started here. Get the camera turned around. My glasses on. I actually need to draw this on this side because I gotta take the bevel down for the gill rakers on this side. So I need to draw this on where they'll start. So there is, I'm looking at the reference picture here. 4, 5, 6, there's 7 of them. Okay, so this is the right side. So it's got to go down this way. Alright. Talking to myself here. I was working until 9 o'clock last night. And with all these lights on, man, I thought I was in Jurassic World. I had some Jurassic sized bugs coming at me last night. I'm not afraid of bugs, but if one flies in your ear and you ain't expecting it. Okay, it's coming along. I got the rakers cut out, and now I'm going in and putting in the feathered edge of the gills, and I'm using this I think it's called a cut-off saw, but it's kind of serrated all the way around and even to the tips, but it cuts a nice straight edge. I don't know if you can see that or not. If I can show you in the, might be able to see it a little better in this one after it's been painted and highlighted. But it does perfect. It's a perfect bit for the gills. Got mosquitoes at night, it's gnats during the day. I've got gnats flying all around me, bugging me to death. And they're biting. I gotta draw in the bony structure on this side because I don't want to go all the way to the edge of the bone. And there's a little vein that runs right along the edge of this. I guess that's where all the capillaries or the blood vessels go, to the ends of the little feather-like protrusions that come off here. All right, this phone went behind it. You can see the, maybe you can see the detail in the, all right. So these are the hardest to do because of the rakers. If you see, they're kind of tilted up just a little bit. So I will, the other ones, the inside ones won't be as hard to do because they won't have the rakers. Basically all I got to do is shape the cartilage or the bone part, and then taper it, and then feather it like I did on that one. So I'll do those, and then I'll come back and show you once they're all done. Yeah, there's a few that I need to change just a little bit. I need a little bit of trimming to do, and it's getting there. I was going to work till 9 o'clock. It's about 8 o'clock right now. I was going to work till about 9, but I am beat, and I'm going to stop for tonight. So I'm going to take these out and show you. Drop it. I got one. Well, I'll go ahead and take it out too. I had them just kind of tacked in with some super glue. So this is the next to the body, and I still got some work to do on this one, but this is next be next in line, and then the final one. I think I've got the gills just a little too long here. I need to trim them down just a little bit, but you can see that's several hours of work there. Let me turn this down here. So, like I say, that's the one that's next to the body. And then this is the gill raker 2. And then 3. And then 4. Some geese flying over. So I got some evening up to do. And but it's coming. It's working. I'm starting to see some light at the end of the tunnel. So, but I'm going to stop there for tonight and pick up on this in the morning. So, for y'all, it'll be a second. For me, it's going to be 6 hours of sleep tonight. Okay, I've got the gills are carved out, and I'm getting ready to paint them. And I got to tell you, this is. I thought fins were hard to do. The fit and finish on these, to get them to fit inside the mouth from the bottom of the tongue where they connect to the roof of the mouth, is just, it's mind-numbing, I guess you could say. And well, especially since it's the first time I've done it. So I'm sure that and I can already tell the left side was easier to do than the right side. So the more I done it, the better, the easier it got. I mean, I knew what to expect and knew what I had to do on the other side to get them to fit right. So anyway, so I'm going to get ready to paint here. I've got some colors picked out here. And I'm probably going to paint the inside of the mouth as well. So I've got some colors laid out here that I'm going to use to simulate that fleshy cartilage structure inside. And I got some ivory and some red, just cherry red. That'll be for the gills. And then just some fleshy tone and then some yellows. So, but anyway, I'm going to get set up to do that. And I'll show a little bit of that painting, and then I'll come back and show them complete. I'm not going to worry about sealing these, because they're not going to get wet, and I want them to be a matte finish anyway, so I think it'll be fine just painting over them. The paint's gonna act like a sealant anyway. And this is just the deco art, cherry red. It's a nice bright red that the gills are when they're healthy. A friend of mine commented earlier on Messenger that it was a shame to do this much detail on something that's going to be pretty much hidden. And it is, but, and I thought about it at some point just doing a kind of a generic something that just kind of resembled gills, so it would have the effect of gills. And my brain just don't work like that. I might not be able to see them, but I'll know the work that went into them. And I think every little bit of detail helps, even though you might not be able to see it. It's there, and if you're really looking, you'll see it. But the average person just looking at the fish is not going to see it. But whoever buys this piece or ends up with it will see it. And you never know if I get this done in time and get to take it to the competition that in a couple weeks. The judge may look in there, take a close look, and it might make the difference in a first place or second place ribbon. And I don't want to paint. I'm not going to paint the ends of them, the very tips, because I'll be using CA glue to glue them in place. So I want bare wood, and then I'll be able to reach these with a brush. It's just some of the details on top, in between the fins, or in between the gills, that I won't be able to reach. I wish I could have taken these gill wreckers down just a little thinner, but they're awful thin now, so I don't want them to break. I could super glue them back on, but I'd rather not have to do that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to brush a little bit of a highlight on the edge of the edge of the gills here, where I've got the little feather texture cut in, and I'm just going to do a real light wash, so it'll just kind of touch the ends of them, or just the high parts of it. Actually, I may do a real thin wash of black first, so that it'll get down into the grooves, and then I'll do a light highlight wash on top, dry brush on top, to highlight the edges of it. So let me do that. And I'll just put a little tiny dab of black. Oh, I need to do this also. When I was looking at the fins, I mean the gill, I keep calling them fins. When I was looking at the gills, where they meet the cartilage, there was a real thin, looked like a blood vein that ran around the edge. And I'm sure it's the blood, it was the blood supply for the gills, but it was just a real fine little, you could tell it was just. All right, I got all the gills done here. and I'm going to start painting the inside of the mouth, and then I'm going to mount the gills. So I'm going to do just a little bit of painting here, and then I'll get off camera and finish it and then come back. And this is just going to be kind of a base coat, just to get the areas that are hard to reach. I'm not going to worry about, I'll paint it, but I'm not going to worry about covering it well, because I'll be able to do that once it's all done. I want to be careful not getting paint in the grooves where the gills glue in. So I'll finish this off camera, and then I'll show you once I get back, once I get it all done. Okay, that's going to do it for part 5, the gills. I've got them done. It was a pain in the butt, and I apologize for the lack of content in this one. It was just, there's just not enough room inside there to get good camera angles while I'm working, so I hope you got something out of it. But again, I apologize for the lack of content on this one. But I'm right at about 25 hours on just the gills. My goal was to have them done yesterday, but that was not going to work. I started at 7:30 this morning, and it is 5 o'clock now. And I mean, I just finished 10 minutes ago. So I'm right at about 25 hours on these gills alone. But it's done. I'm glad I went ahead and painted the inside the mouth, especially inside the gills on the side, the gill covers. And I'm glad I painted the gills themselves before I put them in, because there's no way I could have painted those with them inside like this. So that's just something I'm glad I did. But all I have left now is to bondo the mouth back on. And then, of course, I'll have to clean up and sand and reshape the areas where I cut, which that won't take long. So part 6 is going to be fins, and I'm actually going to start on that today. But I probably won't have part 6 out until for a couple weeks, because I'm going to be on this hard and heavy the rest of this week. I will be shooting footage, but I just won't have time to edit it. And then I'll be gone the following week to Missouri, so for the competition. So I won't have time to edit up there either. So I'll try and get caught up when I get back after next week. So I appreciate y'all watching, and if you have any questions, please leave them for me in the comment section below, or suggestions. I always welcome suggestions. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And if you like the videos, give me a thumbs up. That'll kind of help me grow a little bit. But again, I appreciate y'all watching, and I will see y'all on part 6.